now joined by SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu to just give us the very latest from court. Good afternoon, Lopang. Just take us through the court proceedings today. It's been postponed. We expect a verdict tomorrow.
Mfuna, good afternoon. Yes, we've just heard the closing arguments from both the state and the defense counsel for Tiffany Lee Meek. Now, what we're trying to establish at this point was whether the state's case was strong enough to ensure that Tiffany Meek does not get the bail that she is applying for. Now, their argument, the state in this matter, saying that Tiffany Meek gave them an address that's really far away. Now, this is in another province, the KwaZulu-Natal province, where her biological father resides. Now, the state saying this is not a good address because what happens if she has to come into court consecutive days? How is that going to work logistically? She's going to fly in, she's going to drive in. Where else is she going to stay? Should she not be able to travel back to the province? As we've seen, the proceedings take quite a long time. Now, it's even going to be a bit much longer during trial. So we've heard the defense saying that, and the investigating officer claiming that Tiffany did provide an alternative address. Now, that address is not too far from her place of work, and the defense also saying that, but she can actually work from home, as confirmed by the investigating officer who spoke to her employer. Now, that's speaking of employment, the state claiming that if Tiffany is given bail and she can work from home, this means she's got the means to evade trial. So this would mean that she's got the financial means as well as the freedom to skip the country, considering the fact that she's facing a life imprisonment term. Now, we've also heard the defense claiming once more and just really sticking to the fact that Tiffany, according to them, was framed. Now, they're basing this on the fact that that particular apartment was open for anyone to access, and anyone could have planted the evidence that the South African Police Service found and confiscated from that apartment. This includes a bloodied pillow, as well as the school bag that the state is using as evidence to prove that Jayden was indeed at school on the day and did eventually make it home, because then how did his school bag get to the house? But also the defense saying, but anyone could have placed that particular school bag there. Tiffany, as well, in her application affidavit, stating that she did not see those particulars rather belonging to Jayden on the 13th and 14th of May, and only saw them as the state brought them to evidence. Now, another key factor that we've heard playing out in court the past week was the court of public opinion. Now, you'd notice that each time Tiffany appears, there are quite a few protesters outside the court. We've seen quite a heavy police presence ever since we saw some people trying to make their way into the court, but unfortunately the court cannot accommodate the number of people who are here to listen in on this matter. So we're expecting quite a huge turnout tomorrow as the public also tries to understand and get to know if Tiffany will be getting bail or not. Some are saying that she should be getting bail because they'd like to address her personally, and the state are saying that Tiffany is actually safer in custody, and that they can access her. Now, this is the public. Anyone can access her, and that is not right for her safety. And we've heard the investigating officer in this particular case, Nqebadiko, stating that the trial won't happen, basically alluding to the fact that the public might definitely hurt Tiffany Lee Meek. But her defense counsel, Navanaidu, stating that she's actually not safe inside prison, as we've heard in his arguments last week. But there you have it. We only find out tomorrow whether or not Tiffany will be getting bail.
All right, Lopang, thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu there speaking to us.